Savelle Foy, your cheerleader of dreams. Thank you for watching today. Hey, if you've never subscribed to this podcast, just push the little red button right there to get consistent teaching tools and tips to help you live your dreams. Today, I want to talk to you about one word that will change your life. But first, I'd like to play a little Terri trivia just to inspire you as you go after your dreams. And I'm going to reveal the answer a little bit later. But which one of the following people was rejected from their dream college, not just once, but 3 times because they had such poor grades, went to school somewhere else only to drop out, and then 35 years later finally managed to finish their degree? Was it Harrison Ford, Steven Spielberg, or Denzel Washington? Now, I'll share the answer in just a little bit, but first, I want to share something with you to help you focus on a personal growth plan that I believe can help you achieve more this year than any previous year, because I'm talking from experience, and it's simply called one word. Just one word. Howard Hendricks said this. He said, "The secret to concentration is elimination." Now, I'll explain. Words we know are powerful. In fact, I wrote a whole book on the language of success called Pep Talk. But I want to help you zero in on one word that can catapult you to a whole new level. Now, I had no idea that there's people out there teaching this, writing books on this, doing small groups on this. I've just been doing this for years and seen incredible results. Well, what it is I want to help you choose one single word that you will focus on the rest of the year. No matter what time of the year it is, this will help you. Just one word. Now, for example, for years, I started just listening for God to give me a word that I would apply to every area of my life. Now, one year, the word was invest. Well, that just came up in my spirit, so I had my journal and I wrote it down, invest. Well, then I looked up the word. And of course, it means to allocate money or sometimes another resource such as time in the expectation of some benefit in the future. It also means to use, to give, to devote time or talent for a purpose or to achieve something. Well, all year, that word invest became my deciding point. When something would come up, I would say, invest, Terri, invest, Terri. That became like my motivator. Invest in relationships, in family, in my personal education and growth, in resources to learn, more books and audios. Invest in finances. That word invest became my driving force all year long. In fact, for example, one time, I was invited to an anniversary for a couple who was celebrating their ministry. It was a big, 25 or 30-year celebration, and they invited me to go, and it was really out of the way. It was my only day off. I had a huge thing going on the next day I really needed to stay home and study for. But I kept thinking invest. That word invest was just right here at the forefront of my mind all year. So I thought invest. Just go, honor them, invest your time. I drove out there, spent the whole day, getting there and coming back. Do you know, before I even left the event, they said to me, "Terri, we know what you're doing to help young girls. We know what you're doing in France. In fact, we want to sow $5,000 into your ministry outreaches in France." I was like, what? Well, then since then, that same couple has invested thousands of dollars helping us impact young girls rescued from safe houses and girls' homes. And I think, all because I made myself invest, allowed one word to be my motivation for making decisions, and God honored it. Now, I am grateful beyond words, and I don't take that lightly at all. But God honored that because I said, "Terri, invest, be unselfish, go and honor them," and God honored that. Now, I could tell you story after story of that happening all year long. Another year, my word was purge. I was just sitting there with my journal wondering what the word would be, and the word purge just came up. Sounds painful, but anyway, I looked it up, and the word purge means to rid someone of an unwanted feeling, a memory, a condition, and it's typically like a sense of release, like when you purge. But I took it literally, to be free from anything that was holding me back, my past, old memories, things I didn't need. In fact, I started looking at purging my schedule, my surroundings. I started purging my house. I purged my closet, my dresser drawers, DVDs, books. I ended up saving over $5,000 in stuff just laying around my house because I purged it. Well, during that process, I got our home streamlined. And here's the thing. I had no idea that I would be purging myself from a job. That was the year I resigned as CEO, started this ministry in Rockwall, Texas. But you know what? I was ready. I had purged everything and I was ready to move. Well, another year my word was firm. I just wrote that down, firm, and I thought, oh my gosh, that could mean a lot of stuff, a lot of parts. Not only in the gym, but in my decision making. Oh my goodness, so I looked it up. The word firm means fixed, stable, steady, difficult to disturb or move, solid, securely established, and resolute. Well, in my finances, in particular, I got firm about saving and investing money. I actually set up automatic withdrawals so I didn't have to think about it. It was just automatically put into my savings account or an investment account. I made a checklist of areas I needed to get firm in. And you know, by the end of the year, every single one of them were done. That one word forced me to follow through. Well, I also went through some tough stuff that year, and I'm telling you, I had to remain firm, unmovable in my faith, and that word, that single word, kept me strong. So, if you want a personal growth plan that you can remember, choose just one word that will shape you, mold you, grow you, and it's going to stretch you all year long. Now, I'm warning you, one word can change your life. Now, I'm sure you've heard of Shonda Rhimes. She's the creator of shows like Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, things like this. Well, she said one year her sister Dolores said 6 words, Thanksgiving Day 2013, 6 words that changed her life forever. You know what they were? She said, "You never say yes to anything." She said that statement shook her up and compelled her to choose one 3-letter word for an entire year. The word was Y-E-S, yes. Why? Because she realized she was saying no to everything. Amazing invitations to be a guest on famous talk shows, attending award shows, presenting awards, being around influential people outside of work. She always said no. And then she began to realize the reason was because of anxiety or fear, self-doubt, nervousness. So she said this one word changed everything. It opened up a whole new world in her life. She started saying yes. Well, since then, she's done TED Talks about it, written best-selling books about it, become a New York Times best-selling author, all because she focused on one word to drive her decisions, her actions, and it changed her life forever. So what could you accomplish in your life if you chose a word to keep you focused, to help you make better decisions, to stay ambitious, and to hold yourself accountable? I believe your one word will fuel your goals. It'll give you a laser-like focus for the key areas of your life, and it'll become a driving force to live your dreams. Kenneth Copeland says, one word from God can change your life forever. So, back to our trivia. Who is rejected from their dream college not only once, but 3 times, went to school somewhere else only to drop out, and 35 years later finally managed to get their degree? Was it Harrison Ford, Steven Spielberg, or Denzel Washington? It was the legendary Steven Spielberg, producer of Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park, The Color Purple, you name it. Today, his net worth is estimated at $3.6 billion. I want you to let his story be an inspiration to you that sometimes your plans don't work out because God has better ones. So, let me just close out with our YouTube subscriber of the week, and I love the name. Her name is Winnie Pooh Law. Winnie Pooh Law. I love that. Listen to what Winnie Pooh Law says. She said, "It's amazing how I start my morning routines listening to you. I'm a new subscriber and I truly appreciate your advice on the betterment of our lives. I just bought a home and I'm starting from scratch. Boxes are everywhere," she says, "and I'm overwhelmed. Your words are encouraging me to focus on the real priority, and that's organizing my home first, then everything else will fall into place." That's so true, Winnie Pooh Law. I'm so proud of you, and I'm here to keep you encouraged and to cheer you on. And for those watching, I want to help you identify and apply your one word to your life. I believe your one word can be the driving force to take your life to the next level. So to discover and apply your one word, all you gotta do is click the link in the description to get a free downloadable PDF. And I believe this is going to help you. You're going to have fun just getting quiet with God and thinking about your one word. And for consistent motivation, be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. You can find the handles below or click the little subscribe button so you get weekly videos to make this your best year yet. Don't forget, I'm cheering you on. Thank you for watching.